हेलो एवरीवन, लेट्स वेलकम अगेन इनटू द इंटरव्यू सीरीज। सो आज हम इस वीडियो में बात करेंगे इंडियन ब्रांड के बारे में, दैट इज अखिल सिस्टम प्राइवेट लिमिटेड। सो बेसिकली this company is belong to the health domain, and they have the very good roadmap, and this is very old company also. So let's start with the interview process here. So first we will try to cover here is the OOPS along with the C Sharp, MVC, .NET Core and the SQL Server. Oops, and the C sharp side, what they ask is runtime polymorphism. So there we need to mention the operator overloading concept and the virtual and the override keyword here. As well as he asked like if not define base class method as a virtual, what will be the what will happen there. So there is a no any impact. It's not mandatory to implement any of the method into the drive class with the override keyword. So it is not mandatory. So nothing will happen here. So the other thing is access modifier. We have the 5 access modifier, that is name is the public, protected, protected internal, private and internal, and protected internal. So these things you need to mention here. After that they ask the another question inside this one is the what is the default access modifier for method in the class. So we know that in the class into the C sharp level is always the internal, and the method at the class level always we behave as a private. Can I create or make the class protected and protected internal? So the answer for this one is we can't create the class as a protected and a protected internal. So our class should be public or internal only. Difference between protected and protected internal. So the protected, we know that we can access within the subclass also, but in protected internal we can access within the subclass as well as in the same assembly or the namespace. You can mention this point. Other one is swap two variable without using third variable. So this is very common interview question. Like there what we can do is we can add the number and subtract the some number. So based on that you can give the example and crack the information. The other one is the reverse the string. Like this one is the string and we need to reverse in this way. So how to do this one is, so the straightforward solution for this one is first we need to make it into the array, put it into the array, and after that you need to loop into the reverse order. The other one is the model view controller questions. So what they ask, so they ask me the MVC life cycle. So how the requests are coming from the client to the server, and how the server are respond that request onto the UI. So you need to mention the complete workflow for this one. So you can mention into the layman term also. It's not required. You need to give the technical term also. The other one is the attribute routing. We know that attribute routing is very convenient to use because it's a straightforward and you can decorate any of the method with the attribute routing, and it is a straightforward easy to understand. The importance here, you need to tell the importance like the what is the problem in the conventional base, and based on that you need to tell the advantage of the attribute routing, as well as you need to tell the how where we can enable this attribute routing into the MVC. The other one is .NET Core. So in the .NET Core side, they ask me how to handle the session into the .NET Core. We know that the .NET Core is the platform independent or the cross-platform uh, application we can make onto the .NET Core. So for this one, it is always the sessionless. So for this one, you can mention token-based authentication, because the token is also the stateless, but there we are maintaining some of the information as a information there. So you can mention that point. What is middleware? So middleware is like you can say whenever any request coming onto the server, so how to serve that request. So for that one, middleware is taken care, main responsibility to serve the particular request or response. The other one is the use and the run. So if you see here, use is basically whenever you are adding any of the middleware, then you are always use the use keyword. And after that, if you are writing a run, so run is basically it will take all the middleware and perform the action onto this one. So it will add all the middleware up to that level whenever you are returning the run statement. And if you are adding the use after the run, so that middleware is no more added into the pipeline. So you need to mention these things. The next one is the SQL Server side. So SQL Server side transaction scope. So there you need to prepare about the transaction, like how it is working and what is the syntax for this one. Begin transaction and what is the purpose of the rollback and all. So you need to mention everything here. The other one is a temp, global, and the variable table. So temp is, you know, that with the hash keyword, global is double hash, and the variable temp variable is the at the rate. So you need to give the explanation, like the temporary table. You need the scope for this one is only where we are executing this one, and the other window it is not be uh, scoped. And the other one is global is always be accessible all over anywhere onto the tab, whatever the new session you are creating, because it is creating globally with the double hash keyword. And a variable table you can mention, like it will the scope within the store proc handle, because we are using where. So after execution, the scope is automatically destroyed. So you need to mention these things. Other one is lock. What is the purpose of lock there into the SQL Server? You need to mention all the things here. OpenQuery is basically, it's new for me also because I never use this OpenQuery. So the OpenQuery is basically used to migration of the uh, database. So for this one we are using OpenQuery basically. And they ask me if you done any of the migration and all. So I done one of the migration from the SQL, or you can say the Excel to the SQL Server. So that type of migration I put it there. So you can also do one of the activity at least by using OpenQuery, or maybe any of the migration that can be very easy to cover these things. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting this me. So we'll meet in another video soon. Thank you so much. Bye.